David, how are you?
Hey Adam. Um, could be better, could be better.
So, um, you're a psychologist, but you still get insomnia from time to time.
Yeah, that's funny because that was last night. And as you know, we had planned this for 2 hours ago. And now I'm here, barely awake. Yeah, but it's I mean, look, there's so many reasons that I sleep poorly. My body is an old man, and there's like change of season, thoughts,
Ah,
worries, excitements. So
yep.
whether it's happy or it's worried or it's cold or hot, insomnia kind of just kicks in.
Ah, interesting. Is that something? So that's has that been a long term thing?
Yeah, I think it's long term. I also think it comes with not having a place with AC, so you can't really control the temperature inside.
Yeah, yeah. There's some actually some science around that, isn't there? That the body needs to drop by 1 to 4 degrees. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's ideal.
yeah, and then raise again at dawn.
Mm.
But if you don't have control over that with our modern buildings, then that actually impacts sleep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
one of the many factors that impact sleep adversely.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So I was just stuck in bed last night thinking about things, but I think to kind of silver line it would be just reminding myself once again of what I teach clients. So many of them do have insomnia, like for different reasons.
Sure.
And for myself, I think the first thing I would search for or like to look for with clients is what are they telling themselves when they're stuck in bed, wide awake. And so
Mm,
for myself last night, for
uh,
example, it was thinking, oh, I have to go to sleep. I've got work tomorrow.
uh,
And I just kept repeating that. And so that's
Dr. Stephen Hayes would be very displeased.
yeah. And so it was like thinking, oh, well, that's the one thing I keep repeating to myself. So linguistically, it's the message I'm hearing. Then it's like some guy sitting next to my bed whispering, hey, you gotta sleep, you gotta sleep. That's the last thing that should help. And that's,
Yep.
that's detailed in acceptance and commitment therapy. And the theory
Hmm.
is called relational frame theory, which just
Hmm.
says that, human language and cognition affects human suffering. And so the message
Mm,
we tell ourselves often decide how we experience our current situation. So when it
hmm.
comes to me and a lot of my clients, is that we give ourselves a very negative telling off, basically, whenever we can't sleep, as if inability to sleep is our failure. And when you're failing something, that's when you both learn and perform at your worst. And
Right.
so,
Right.
right, I would tell my clients, and this works a lot of the time because my mom taught me this when I was young, is just lay in bed and tell yourself that you're resting as long as you're horizontal.
Yeah.
So
And count
then,
sheep.
no, don't count sheep. Actually, counting sheep doesn't help
Oh,
everyone.
because you're engaging
You're
cognitive.
engaging. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. And then you think you lose count, and then you have to wake back up just to get back to your count. So
yep.
I would probably say,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
I would emphasize like the messaging, and as long as you're speaking kindly to yourself and you're okay, like ACT, right?
Yeah.
Acceptance therapy is as long as you're
Mhm.
accepting your situation of not able to sleep, then that gives you that peace of mind. You're saying it's okay that this is happening rather than fighting this insomnia, because that just adds another level of suffering. It's bad enough you
Yeah.
can't sleep. Why are
Yes.
you giving yourself
Yeah.
crap about it?
It's like meta suffering, suffering about suffering.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. You gotta double that. So
Yeah.
that's and if it lasts long enough, it doesn't for me. I typically can fall asleep within an hour. But for some with more severe insomnia, I recommend just getting up after a while, doing something quiet like a crossword puzzle or something, or listening to some music. Do that for a few minutes, or until you're tired again. Then just go back to bed. So there's no need to like force
Ah,
it. It's like riding
yeah.
a gentle wave of after a while, okay, let's do a little bit of something that's very low arousal, low engagement, and then just drift
Sure.
back into it and try again.
Yeah. Yeah, love it. Oh, that's gold. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my understanding of ACT is it's you can't not think about something. So if you say don't think about the blue elephant,
Mm.
then you're thinking about the blue elephant.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
so then it's what does the mind engage upon,
Yeah,
and it's not that thing.
yeah,
And then
because
by
yeah,
fighting through it,
yeah.
you're thinking about the blue elephant, which is not sleeping or the exam that you have to do at university or
Oh, yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
is.
And so
And
it's not thinking about it. I think it's either thinking about it in a different way, like reframing it, or thinking about a substitute. So if
okay.
it's exam, it's thinking instead of, oh, I might fail, it's I might pass. That's a very simple
Mm,
reframing. But then
yep, yep.
it could also be thinking of a substitute, which is what am I going to do after the exam? Whether you fail or not, you're
Ah,
going to do something afterwards. So it's a substitute thought.
yep, yep. So it's yeah, yeah. I get you.
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting. Well, that's
yeah.
great, David.
Awesome, awesome.
So hopefully this works better next time.
Yeah, should be all right.
I, I get the opposite. I get somnolence. I think it's somnolence. That's the word for it, or somnia,
Right.
the inversion. Um,
Oh, okay.
so I for whatever reason that's and so it's a totally different thing, biologically and psychologically. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my proclivity to that. Uh,
Grass is always
uh,
greener, so I'm like, I wish I had
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, it's all bad.
that. Yeah, it's all bad.
Yeah, well, hopefully the crew in business advice and anyone listening likes this. And if you've got any questions, hit us up.
Yeah,
Thanks,
feel free to
David.
leave
And
comments. We can answer that next time.
sounds good.
All
Oh,
right.
cheers, man. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
See you, Adam.
Thanks for listening to the Business Advice Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.